to let anybody down. So the emotions were very real. And Sean with that smirk on his face, I wanted to slap him. He said, "What?" I mean, Sean is a cocky, arrogant son of a gun, and rightfully so. He can back it up. But you just want to slap him in the face when he does it. He has a certain smirk, smart ass smirk, and you want to knock his face off. So I just I initiated the conversation. Sean's not going to be there.
What really gets you in the mood, John slaps you, and then you guys are off from there. You're shooting for the leg, and we do some mat wrestling again, and that's not the way a lot of people probably expected this match to go. What's the thinking in? We're going to start and show some amateur stuff.
Well, I think that we want to lay out the psychological story. We wanted to, even though we were jumping each other, one thing Pat Patterson always told us, if you get jumped backstage or a week prior to your match, it doesn't mean you have to jump and start the match. It means you and him are going to go one-on-one like real men and wrestle it out. So no matter if someone attacks you and you say, well, I'm not going to go out there and walk up with him, he attacked me, and I'm going to attack him back in that ring. Pat Patterson had a great concept, great psychology about, beating him like a man. And that means to out-wrestle. So Sean and I had that concept in our head. We had that idea that we wanted to prove to each other who's the better wrestler, not the better brawler. So that's why we did it.
So we start with a lot of mat wrestling, and man, you're flying. A lot of fast, intense movements. It looks very real. And then we start to do a little bit of pro wrestling. And eventually you pick Sean up for an ankle slam. But instead of hitting it on the ground, you hit it on the ring post. And the crowd responds. It looks vicious. And most would say it actually hit his hamstring, but not his lower back. But either way, getting flung into the ring post, fans are going to resonate. I mean, that move's going to resonate with fans. What do you remember about it?
Well, he didn't hit his hand. He got his ass. I didn't have him lined up. I went backward, and Sean was a little lower on his body. It did the job. It made sense. There was nothing wrong with it, whether I hit his lower back or his ass. I think the fans got the idea of what he was trying to do. But it's a vicious move, and because I didn't hit it right, I never used it. It was a great concept. Actually, Sean came up with the idea, and we used it because Sean came up with it. I thought it was awesome. I said, I could use this as a heat spot anytime I want to stop a wrestler. But when I didn't hit the move right, I decided not to use it. So that was the first and last time I used it.
Let's start a dueling. Let's go Angle. Let's go Michael chant. When you're in the ring, in the heat of a match like that, is that something you even hear, or are you sort of blocking out the sound and everything's slowing down? What is that like inside the ring?
I don't hear much. But you can't just focus on the match. You got to show emotion. You got to include the crowd. You need to, have a bigger personality that expands beyond the wrestling. And, so not doing that would be really, the psychology is you want to include the crowd, and you need to show that.
You got to interact with them.
Yeah. So but when you're in that ring, you have to pause and include the crowd, and then go back to the match. So it's like you're opening one door and then closing it, get back inside the ring. You open the door again and include the crowd, show your emotion and everything, and then get back in the ring. But when I'm in that ring and I'm wrestling, all I hear is myself breathe. That's it. It's really intense, and I don't really allow the crowd to come in, only when I want the crowd to come in. After I hit a move, come out of that intense, focus and move around.
Real fruit and whole grains. Doing something good for yourself has never been easy. Kellogg's Special K. Do what's delicious.
Let's talk about your breathing for a minute. Sean goes for a plancha off the top rope onto the floor, and it looks like he almost slips, and it almost looks like his knee hits him in the face on the way down. And for the rest of the match, you're bleeding out of the mouth. What do you remember about what happened?
Well, he did hit me in the mouth, and I had a big gash in my lip, and it bled tremendously. It just wouldn't stop. I even, at one point in the match, I decided to make it more dramatic. I just started spitting blood out, letting it hang and drool from the lip. We were slowly crawling in the ring, and I was like, this is going to be really dramatic. Like, just let the blood just kind of fall to the mat while I'm crawling towards Sean, and Sean's crawling to me. And we're building up to get started again. It was after a double down, and it was really cool. The fans got into it. I knew it was a really cool scene to look at.
Let's talk about another big moment here in the match. You're trying your first attempt at a German suplex off the ring apron onto the floor. Basically, the spot is you're pulling back as hard as you can, arching your back, the other wrestler, of course, holding on. Sean escapes and kicks you onto the table. The crowd reacts because they know something's coming. It's a springboard moonsault. Sean lands on you, and the table doesn't break. Hear me through that sequence, because teasing the German to the floor is scary, and then there's the big table spot, but the table's not cooperating.
Well, I believe that's the first time I teased the German from the throat, from the ring apron.
Yep.
And I got the idea from Johnny Laurinaitis, Johnny Davis. And I never really hit the German.
Sure.
I used it a few times, but it was a great idea to kind of scare the fans and get them on the edge of their seat. And, it's one of those things where you want to, you give them you give them the bait, then you take it away. And we did that, but we gave the bait to Sean and the Bruiser. So it was like, we were giving them the German, and they're like, oh my God, it's going to happen, and then he doesn't. Knocks me on the floor and I end up on the table, and the fans are like, oh. And Sean does the moonsault, and they go nuts, they pop.
Yeah.
So it was a really emotional time at the match. And the table didn't break. Oh my gosh. The worst part about that is you feel every bit of Sean coming down. He's 200 pounds. He's doing the moonsault. They beat the air probably 10 feet across where the table is. And you're taking all of it. It was really painful. And, the table not breaking. You want the table to break because it gives.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of flow. That's the trick to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't break. I got get knocked out of me and was sore for a few days.
So that's the most painful thing that happens in the match, even more so than the knee to the mouth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Meltzer were right on this match. In the ring, Michaels did the nip up and hit the elbow off the top
you have to be prepared.
Right.
You know, some guys don't have that great of memories, but some guys do. But part of the reason you call it in the ring, especially when you're experienced, is because you don't remember as much as you need to. So you just remember the certain spots that you need to, put in the match and structure, and then call everything else. But at WrestleMania, you got to be prepared from beginning to end. You got to, Sean and I didn't have a lot of heat. We call that line. But we did structure the match. We had all the false finishes were there on purpose. They were there to snag the fans a few different times. I thought we did a good job of that. And that's what made that match so special, was the false finishes were incredible.
You did something else here that you don't normally do. You tinker with your straps a little bit. A lot of old-time fans remember Jerry Lawler used to drop the strap, and that meant here comes...
That's where I got it from. I stole from Jerry.
Okay, tell us about that, because here you put them back on, almost like, wait a minute, we're not done, I'm going back in.
Well, I took my straps off earlier in the match. I was going to end the match. It was a teaser, of course, and Sean got out of it, and so my straps were down. We had a few false finishes that we went through, and by the time I got to doing the ankle lock again, I was like, you know what, my straps are already down, we're going to put this back up. So I put them back up, paused, and took them back down again. So the fans liked it. I mean, they probably like, what the hell is he doing? And when I pulled them down, he was gone. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty cool.
You go for the big moonsault, Sean rolls out of the way, you come crashing down your chest. I think you said on the WWE doc that you knocked the wind out of yourself here, right?
Second time I knocked the wind out of myself. After the table spot, this is the second one. Yeah, so it was, the hard part is when you go 30 minutes, you get the wind knocked out of you a couple of times, you're going to get tired a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
Not breathing. The wind is not in you, so that's why they say you got the wind knocked out of you. So it's hard to breathe, and at that point in the match, it was pretty damn hard to breathe, especially after the wind knocked out of you.
Sean goes to the top, but you bounce up and hit the angle slam off the top rope. All the crowd is on their feet at this point. No one is sitting down. Unbelievably, Sean kicks out and you're screaming at him. That spot where you do the angle slam off the top rope, that's a badass spot that fans still remember to this day.
It is. I never knew I could do it. I remember I tried it once in 2003, and I just ran off the ropes and grabbed the guy and angle slammed with him. Never practiced it. I never practiced my moonsault. The first day I did it was in a match against Scott Hall. And it was the same thing with the angle slam off the top rope. The crazy thing is, I never missed it. I always ran up the ropes and hit it, which is unbelievable because it's so easy. When you're wrestling in that ring for 30 minutes, the ropes get sweaty, things get a little, you get tired, and, you might miss a step or, slip on the ropes. And it's really easy to screw up. To have a focus that you don't screw up and nail that every time is really difficult. But for some reason, I was able to.
Major moment here after you have him kick out of the angle slam off the top rope. He eventually gets to his feet. He pushes you back, hits the chin music. He takes forever to cover you, and you kick out at 2.9. Is there anything better than hearing that crowd reaction when you get your shoulder up at the very last one?
No, it's the best feeling in the world. 1, 2, oh! Yeah, you know what? I was very well actually, 2.9999 so I was really close to getting pinned many times. But I knew the referee knew not to count the three, so I always tried to go as late as I possibly could, especially later in the match. There's a psychology. The first false finish, you kick out at 1, maybe 2, then the second false finish, you got 2, maybe 2.5, then the third false finish, 2 9/10.
Yeah.
So you want to be slower on the kick out. Yeah, build the kick out. So, I was really well known for that. I had a bad or good reputation, not sure. But, even then, still we had Cardenas put pressure on the referees. And he was right. I mean, a lot of fans didn't like him. He was pissed. He should have counted down. So, some of the referees did take some of the
What's the magic for the last millisecond count out? Unfortunately, someone years ago told me, oh, just watch the guy's eyes, and you can see he's watching the referee. So now I know, okay, that's not going to be the finish you're watching. But sometimes I wonder, when do you know, because even if you're watching, there's got to be something you're looking for. A shoulder, an elbow, a hand. What's the magic that you're looking for to know, okay, now?
My magic was not looking.
Really?
I didn't look. No. I listened.
Okay.
1, 2, the third one's coming at the same time. Laps in between. Yeah, so 1, 2, kick. I would kick right when the hand would come out. So I didn't watch, I just listened. It seemed to work for me pretty well. I'm sure there were a couple times where I actually pinned myself with the referee didn't call it.
Well, eventually you rise from the dead, you pull in the ankle lock, Sean kicks out multiple times, but you hold on, and then you grapevine Sean with your legs, the crowd pops big, Sean's fighting as hard as he can to not tap. It might be the longest ankle lock at this point in wrestling history, but it's great, and eventually Sean taps. Meltzer gave it 4 3/4 stars, it's 27 minutes, 25 seconds. He called it this year's classic match. The finish made the match significantly better, and most often in big matches, that isn't the case. So the finish is what he really loved. Carry me through what you remember about that match finally coming to an end.
Well, Sean, he sold that anyone I've ever seen. It wasn't just that he drew it out. It's the way he sells. The way he gets the people into it. He's shaking his arms and his head, and grabbing his head, pulling his hair like he's, wants to tap and pretend to tap, and his body starts bouncing, and, he has a great way about selling. That's his strongest suit. And that's a hard thing to say because his wrestling is incredible, but his selling is what makes Sean. That's what makes him so incredible. That's what makes him the best entertainer of all time. And, the match at WrestleMania just proved that, Sean is the best. And, I was very thankful to be able to wrestle him and have at least one match. God.
God! Oh man, I can't. Ah. Come on, baby. Oh my God, that was close.